ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां दयाकरं दयाकारं दान्तं धर्मप्रवर्तकं प्रणमामि दयानन्दं मदाचार्यवरं परम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् द्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमव्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। We saw how the fourth chapter, the purpose of the fourth chapter is to do stuti of not only the Vidya, but what else? The practitioners of the Vidya. Because there is no difference between the practitioners and what? The knowledge. So how do we know that the knowledge is praiseworthy? Because the practitioners who practice this knowledge have gained a name for themselves. So in this Vamshastuti, which is modeled in a very small baby way in what is happening in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad in the last chapter, this Vamshastuti is of shining people in the tradition. You don't sort of pick up roadside riffraff and say, oh, this one practiced this, who cares? But the people of what is that, weight, people who carry weight, people who, in the words of the Bhagavad Gita herself, were in the third chapter, Shrestha, exalted people, people who excel in different ways, those are the people that are counted in this Vamshastuti. So the purpose of this chapter is Vamshastuti, at least in the beginning, and then we also saw in our quick summation of the chapter, what did we see? We saw some many wonderful things. We saw that it has a few different topics. So Vamshastuti is the first topic, and the second topic is the manifestation of Bhagavan in a walking, talking, human form. Although they have been avatars, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, they were all one job avatars. They did the job, bye-bye, finished, gone. The avatara disappeared. But in Rama and Krishna, we see this way in which the avatara is in a human form and is walking, talking, and supposedly leading a human life, as though leading a human life with full awareness. With full awareness of what? That I don't suffer from the same limitations, same notions of limitations that the other jivas do. That is the full awareness. And even though there is full awareness that I am an enlightened being, not only an enlightened being, I am Bhagavan, Sakshat Bhagavan, even though that awareness is there is a complete plunging into the role, as it were. And this dual consciousness, here consciousness doesn't mean what we mean by consciousness, means dual way of relating. First is in the sense of as though this consciousness is inwardly turned to the glory of itself, correct? As though. Dhyayati iva, again Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Dhyayati iva means it is turned towards itself. It is fully cognizant of itself. Dhyayati literally means meditates. So what will this consciousness meditate upon? Itself only it will meditate upon. This is, one small child asked Pujya Swamiji a very important question. We all meditate upon Lord Shiva, Swamiji. What does Lord Shiva meditate on? He is always in meditation. Beautiful question. 10-year-old girl asked. And Swamiji said, he meditates upon his own glory and teaches us to meditate upon our own glory because our glory and his glory is one and the same. Beautiful answer. So, dhyayati. Dhyayati means he has fallen back on itself. It's a consciousness. There's only one consciousness, okay? But this, seen from this angle, this consciousness has, as though in repose, fallen back on itself, meaning it's completely aware of its limitlessness and is completely content and free. And then what happens in meditation? Om Namah Shivaya. Next thought, Om Namah Shivaya. Next thought, Om Namah Shivaya. Next thought, Om Namah Shivaya. Next thought. Huh? What happened? Something else happened. Some noise came. Something took somebody away. And like this, then after that, the second, the very next thought is back to Om Namah Shivaya. That's why we have to keep bringing the awareness back. But when it scatters, for us, that scattering or that vikshepa, that distraction is unaware distraction. We are not aware. Do you know that the mind has gone away? No, because if we knew the mind has gone away, it won't go away. But for Bhagavan, it is not a distraction. It is a willful stepping out of this for lack of a better term, Svarupa Lakshana. It's stepping out as though. There is no stepping, there is no out, okay? As though stepping out of the Svarupa Lakshana into what? Tatastha Lakshana. Very beautiful. Dhyayati iva. And then Lelayati iva. That Lelayanam for us is completely unconscious, unaware. But for Bhagavan, who is playing as though a human role, that the role is also performed well. That there is what? Bhagavan going and doing all the things, wrapping up all the miscreants. This is what Dharma Samsthapanam, the function of Dharma Samsthapanam, the function of Dharma Palanam, all these things. Protecting Dharma, dispatching and giving instant moksha to who? The adharmis. All these things are there effortlessly done. So therefore, so for the avatara, there is Ubhayataf Prajna, a very important term borrowed from the Mandukya Upanishad. Antaf Prajna means inward facing consciousness, that consciousness in its glory of its own Swarupa is Satchidananda. Bahih prajna. So bahihi means what? So outside. Outside means I'm looking at the tree, I'm looking at the river, I'm looking at the mountains, I'm looking at the people, I'm looking at what are the people doing. This is where the consciousness as though goes through the apertures of the eyes, etc. Blessed by the consciousness, the mind becomes active and commands the sense organs, as it were, to go out and be in the outward data. This is called a prajna, that is prajna, consciousness, that is so to speak outward facing. But then here it is what? It has to be both inward and outward simultaneously. Ubhayataf prajna. So this is the Avatara Vada, and why Avatara is needed, what this Avatara is all about is a very important topic we saw. And then we have also the idea of karma. Avatara is doing lot of karma, but is not affected by the karma phala. So how can the person of knowledge, how can the person who is striving for knowledge also be like this Avatara, also be like Lord Krishna, be like Bhagavan, and not be affected by action and results of action? So for this, a little PhD level analysis of action is there. And then after that, that was one more topic. After that, the various sadhanas are compared, and the sadhanas with their various phalas are also given. And then finally, what else? What is the last topic? What is this jnanam? What is this jnana phalam? And how does a jnani having this knowledge behave? So these are the topics. And then Adi Shankara, for a start, just focuses on the first one and says, in Lord Krishna's mind, he says that knowledge has already been given, the lifestyle has already been given. What is left to give is only the stuti of this vidya, so that everybody, when the vidya is praised, then people will want to follow. So therefore it is what? Shrotra buddhi prarochanartham, for the sake of doing prachodanam, or to increase the ruchi of this vidya. The vidya is addictive. It has a taste only for people who want it. And so then, to increase the taste of a food, what do we put? Cardamom powder, saffron, so many things to increase the taste. And then there is also something else they put. What is that called? In Chinese food it is there, very bad. Thank you, yes, MSG it is called. Yeah. Supposed to be not very nice for health. And then so like this, they put all these things. So here Bhagavan is putting this little seasoning to make the vidya very, very attractive. How? Let us find out. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Chaturthodhyayah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manurikshvakave Bravit Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu Sakale Neha Mahata Yogo Nashtaf Parantapa Sa Evadyam Maya Tedya Yogav Proktaf Puratanaha Bhaktosi Me Sakha Cheti Rahasyam Hyetaduttamam. Okay. So, imam means this yoga. The knowledge is called yoga. And the same word yoga is used by Bhagavan here loosely. Karma yoga and then what? Jnana yoga. The two lifestyles for the sake of what? for the sake of this jnanam. One is what? Sannyasa, for the sake of this jnanam, where one burns the bridges, boats, and then is just there, oneself and the sky. That is one lifestyle. And the other lifestyle is what? The Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga also has some knowledge in it, how to do, what to do, how to invoke Ishvara. So that is also called yoga. Jnana Yoga, which is knowledge, is also called yoga here. So we have to be little careful to see what it is saying. So imam yogam, what does he say? Proktavan. Who is talking? Bhagavan. Bhagavan says, Proktavan aham. Aham proktavan. I have taught. Prakarshena uktavan. I have taught until it has been understood. The pra is to show until it has been understood. He could have just said uktavan, but proktavan, the pra there shows a certain force until the student says, I have completely understood, thank you very much. Until the student gets up and goes, this knowledge is given in a manner that is totally understood. Proktavan. Who proktavan? Aham proktavan. Kasmai proktavan, unto whom was it given? Vivasvate proktavan. Vivasvan means what? Bhagavan in the form of the sun. It's not sun means don't look at the sun. That's not the Bhagavan. What is Bhagavan? Is the knowledge that is there, the behind the Adhishthana Devata, the presiding deity that makes the sun the sun. What makes the sun shine? What makes the sun fixed? The only fixed body in the solar system. What makes it exercise a kind of a akarshana shakti, meaning the gravitational force, the attracting force in relation to this electromagnetic field called the system. All that knowledge, Bhagavan in the form of that knowledge, and what makes the sun flare, and why these solar flares are there, and what makes the sun go from becoming a sun to just a mere red dwarf, yellow dwarf, blue dwarf, meaning towards all this. So if the sun itself is Bhagavan, then the Bhagavan should be what? Avyaya. But the sun itself comes and goes, correct? We know that. But that knowledge which makes the sun does not come and go. What is that? Avyaya. So that is what is called Vivasvan. That Bhagavan with the Devata who is following the order of the astronomical, astrological order in keeping with the flow of Bhagavan. So this Bhagavan with regard to particular form and function is called Adhishthana Devata. Adhi plus Tha plus Lut. Anam. So don't worry about that. If you don't understand, doesn't matter. So agre spashtam bhavet. Later on it will be clear. So now, therefore, see here also we call this Samadhi Mandir by the name of what? Adhishtanam, the source of everything, which is our Pujya Swamiji, who has because of whose grace this ashram has been founded and continues to run. Amazing. It really is amazing how that happens. So that is why it is called Adhishtanam. His place, his resting place, the resting place for the body, mind, sense complex, where Bhagavan, he in the form of Bhagavan, Ishvara, Dayanandeshwara is invoked, is also called what? Adhishtanam. So here also this Adhishthana Devata, the presiding deity that takes care of the form and function of the sun in keeping with it's the same Ishvara, but here the Ishvara is invoked with a kind of a form and function and called Adhishthana Devata. And who is this Devata? An exalted Jiva with Punya Vishesha. We will see the same thing where? In the Nachiketa story also. What is Lord Yama? Bhagavan, Lord. But then it is a exalted jiva with punya vishesha. We will see in the Kathopanishad that this Lord Yama did what is the fire ritual for getting some wonderful goodies in heaven, etc., which he names after Nachiketa, and that's why it is called Nachiketa Agni. And so he himself will confess. There is a confession by Lord Yama. He says, I knew I shouldn't do this. Janami aham shevadhihi anityam. Shevadhi means the treasure of this afterlife is anitya. Because for a long time I'll be happy in Swarga, for a long time no bugs, no bugging people, very nice place. No mosquitoes, Swamiji said. No mosquitoes means what? No dengue fever, no chikungunya. We have to think like this. No malaria. All this is taboo. Gone. And so he says, Janami aham shevadhihi anityam. This is anitya. I knew that. Janami means I knew that. We have to take it in the past tense. I knew that. I knew that this was whatever. Tataha, even though I knew this, maya chitaha nachiketagni, even though I knew this, I kept doing this. Everybody told me. My wife Yami, yeah, that's the wife's name, okay. Yami also said, honey, don't do this, Yeah. Did he listen? No. He kept on doing this. Kept on doing this because there was a curiosity. What will happen? What if I get this? How nice it would be. And then he said, ironically, I did get Yamya Padavim. Yamya Padam I got. I got this. Yamya Padam means the status of being Lord Yama I got. And look at this irony. I got the so-called Nityatvam through the Anitya Dravya. All the materials in the Yajna, Anitya, Anitya, Anitya. Anityaihi dravyaihi, he says, praptabhavan asmi aham nityam, the so-called nityam, meaning till the end of the kalpa he is Yama, but he also he will then become a regular normal jiva if he does not get this knowledge. And so like this, so the Devata therefore is eminently available for the teaching. This is what we have to see in the Kenopanishad. Also we see the Devatas studying in the 8th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad. Also Indra, another Devata, is the student. And so like this Vivaswan, this Devata in the form of the sun, the solar, the one that controls the solar orb is taught by me, was taught by me. Proktavan aham. And so what Proktavan? Yogam Proktavan. And we already saw what is this yoga? Karma yoga and then Jnana yoga. So both the lifestyles were taught. How to do Karma Yoga, the knowledge of Karma Yoga was also taught, and Jnanam was also given. And the name of this yoga, the yoga, the word is qualified by one more word, because if we just say yoga, we don't know. How do you know Bhagavan meant Jnana Yoga? It could only be Karma Yoga. How do you know Bhagavan meant knowledge? If we were to ask that, we just look at this adjective hidden in the last word of the first sentence, avyayam. Avyayam, because the avyayam rhymes with yogam. So they both are in the same gender, case and number. So that means what? They are the object of this sentence. Proktavan, yeah. What Proktavan? Yogam Proktavan. What kind of yogam? Avyayam Yogam aham proktavan. Proktavan would have been enough, but here he wants to assert his presence as Bhagavan, because we are coming to Avataravada. So he, for good measure, he puts aham there. Aham avyayam yogam. Avyaya means navyeti iti avyaya. Vyeti, that which declines. Like even Rama Shabda. Ramaha Ramau Ramaha. Little doubtful, but it's coming. Yeah. So it declines. Declines means it changes form. Declines has a pun there. It changes form, one meaning. Another meaning, it literally declines. From what it was, it declines to something else. And so, this is called Vyaya. Avyaya, for which there is no change, no decline. That which has no change, no decline is called Avyaya. There is only one thing which is Avyaya. What is that? Brahman, and Brahman being identical with the knowledge of Brahman, here moksha, Brahma Jnanam, Brahma Vidya is Avyaya. Brahma Vidya alone is Avyaya because everything else falls away, drops away, sooner or later dies away, goes away. No staying power. Na tishtati, cannot stay. Does not have, any staying power at all. And the whole world in this Jagat has this problem. And what is this problem? It doesn't have staying power. It is finite. Drishta nashta svabhavaha, to put it in the Shastric language, Shastric term. Drishta means seen. Nashta means gone. As you see it, it is gone. As you are looking at the cup that you hold in your hand, let's say China cup, not the steel cup, the China cup, your porcelain cup you are holding. As you are holding the cup of the tea in the hand, you are looking at the cup, drishta, cup, and then what happened? Dropped. Nashta, cup. Everything is like that. The body itself is like that. The person says, yay, I'm the strongest. Ow, catch on the side. Did it too quickly. There is a catch on the side. Drishta, nashta. This is one way of looking at the universe. And this is a very safe way. It's really amazing, I tell you. It's the safest way of looking at the universe. You will not get caught by anything. Yeah. Drishta, nashta. Oh, but I'm in love with this particular person. I'm in love with what? The name and the form of this person. So beautiful, so wonderful. Drishta, nashta. Yes. Imagine the body on a funeral pyre. Yeah. Instant vairagya will happen. And what does Sakshat Swamiji says? Sakshat Swamiji says, imagine them without skin. Because the skin is what, that's why there are so many products for the skin. All the time one is, doing skin seva, Prakriti seva. Instead of Gurukula seva, what is one doing? Skin seva. And I tell you, even the Swamis are not exempt. Because even one time somebody saw me after 2 years, and then the next time they came to see, they had one small dabba in the hand. Swamiji, this is for you. I said, really, what is this? And I opened the packet, anti-wrinkle cream. Yes, Swamini ji, you are having some wrinkles. I have not seen you in 2 years. So here you have a public presence, you have to talk. So here I am giving you this. Skin seva is very famous. Yeah, that's why there are whole shops just for the skin. Yeah, in winter you need some cream. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying don't put in, look like wildlife. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But only within, miti. Do within what is absolutely necessary. Yes, in winter, it just breaks, so you need some things. You need some whatever. In summer, it needs to be cleaned more often. But that's not the point. Here, there is the skin seva. And so imagine the people without skin. There in America, exhibition, a medical exhibition was there. Everywhere it went from town to town to town. And there, various body parts, the whole body was there of people who had given their bodies to science, and they had peeled off the skin to see the layers of muscles and everything. Everybody looked like that, yeah. And it took a strong stomach to go see that exhibition, and a stronger heart. It was not for the faint of heart. So what is this Jagat? Drishta Nashta Swabhava. So imagine anybody that you are overly fond of to be already put on the pyre or without skin. And imagine this is a quick antidote and a fantastic way to stay with the knowledge. Okay, so this whole Jagat being the Drishta Nashta Swabhava, there is only one thing that is Avyaya, namely oneself. The one who says everything is Drishta Nashta Swabhava, everything has that, is neither Drishta nor Nashta. Drigeva natu drishyate. So the seer cannot be seen. Why? Because I am not an object. That which is seen is also within that awareness. The seer is also, the truth of the seer is the awareness. That which is seen is also not outside of the awareness, and the seer seen difference being as though I am neither the seer nor the seen. I am the truth that connects the two, and I am beyond that as well. This is what is the only thing that is avyaya, and the pursuit of this knowledge is called moksha. Therefore moksha, which is jnana swarupa, is also what? Avyaya. So this yoga was taught by me in completely, in fullness it was taught. To Vivaswan. What did Vivaswan do? Said to the Lord, thank you, and went about his day? No. Vivaswan taught it to his firstborn. What was his name? Manu. But it doesn't say Manu. That's right, it doesn't say that. It says what instead? Manave. What is Manave? Fourth case. Alright? Because given unto. So the given unto always takes the fourth case. So Manave praha. Again we see the word pra, whenever it is used in the teachings, praha. Aha would have been enough, but then praha. Until the knowledge lit up the heart, it was taught. Vivaswan Manave praha. And then what did Manu do? Ate some bananas. No. Manu also did his job. What was his job? Giving it to the next generation. And who did Manu choose as his student? Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku, the king, the leader of the solar dynasty. We have two dynasties, lunar and solar. The whole Mahabharata is an elucidation of the lunar dynasty, and the entire Ramayana is the unfoldment of what? The fortunes of the solar dynasty. And that's why in the Ramayana, right in the beginning, Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavo Ramo Nama Janai Shrutaha Niyatatma Mahaviryaha. Like this, the whole, Ramayana starts. Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavaha, the one that was born in the Vamsha, Kula, lineage of King Ikshvaku. Manuhu Ikshvakave. So, Abravit. Abravit means again from brew, to teach, to say, to talk. So, Manu taught Ikshvaku. And then what else? So we will see the next verse also, and then we will see the Bhashya. Then we have already seen a little bit of the Bhashya, yes? Oh, Sangati Bhashya we have seen. Okay. Alright. So let us stop here and see the Bhashya so that we don't have a lot at one go. Imam Adhyayadvayena Uktam Yogam Vivasvate Adityaya Sargadau Proktavan Aham. Very straightforward, except for one extra word, Sargadau. We will see that. So imam means, Adi Shankara points out, adhyayad yat adhyayadvayena uktam. So what was taught yam, adhyayadvayena uktam, that which was talked about in 2 chapters. Which 2 chapters? 15 and 16. No. Which 2 chapters? 2nd and 3rd. Very good. So which was taught in the 2 chapters. Then uktam, yam yogam uktam, tam yutam yogam vivasvate, unto Vivaswan. By whom? To whom? And Vivaswan has a qualification here. Adi Shankara is kind enough to give. Adityaya. Vivaswan nobody will know. It's not a common name. But Aditya everybody knows. So, therefore, Aditya, a common name for the sun, Bhagavan's sun, is used. And then Proktavan Aham. Aham Proktavan, when the question will come, when did you teach? Because Vivaswan is, when was Vivaswan there as a student? Long time ago. Correct? So therefore, Sargadau. Sarga, Srishti. So Sargadau from Srij. So Sargadau, Proktavan, Aham. I taught at the beginning of the creation. See, the creation is a complex thing, correct? Creation is a very complex thing. So many karmas intertwining, so many ragas, so many dveshas, so many iterations of free will, so much confusion. So it would be cruel on the part of Bhagavan to make this world and abandon it. Imagine if we are let loose just without Veda, without Shastra, what would be the threads that will hold us up? What will be the safety net that will hold us up when we fall due to our own wrongdoings, due to our own papas? That should also be provided. Otherwise, it would be a creation made out of cruelty. But it is a creation of compassion. It's not a creation of cruelty. It's not a revengeful creation or a vengeful creation. It's a creation that is orderly. And even though the creation is orderly, everything is flowing in order. We are the only ones, the human beings, who have the dubious distinction of being what? Disorderly. Pressure. Raga pressure, dvesha pressure. We will flout the order whenever the chance is given. Whenever we can do, we will do. Again and again we will do. Repeatedly we will do. And so therefore we need a pick-me-up. Correct? Yeah. And usually the word pick-me-up is used for coffee in the United States. Yeah. I need a pick-me-up means I need some caffeine. Yeah. Here, the Veda is the coffee. Otherwise, without this Veda, we would all be offee. That's all. Yeah. So the Veda is the coffee because whenever I fall from my own values, which are already given, but the Raga Dveshas are also given along with the values, are they not? Yes. So which wins? Values win or the Raga Dvesha wins? What wins? Raga Dvesha wins. Yeah. Whoever said values, they are very optimistic. Yeah. So Raga Dvesha wins each and every time. And so therefore what do I need? I need something to hold on to. I need something to show me the way. So therefore Veda itself is Bhagavan. Next time you go to this photo gallery, see the Veda book which is in the small room in the photo galleries, and it says Bhagavan Veda. Bhagavan Veda. Veda is Bhagavan because Bhagavan is in the form of the Veda, and in a way Bhagavan gave himself, herself to us in the form of this Veda so that we can be held in its loving gaze, we can be held. We can be reminded constantly of the values that we keep on by default violating. And to those that are ready as a result of following these values, the same Veda in its end form, in its ultimate iteration in the form of what? Vedanta also teaches us how to transcend this samsara, how to go beyond this, how to not be affected by whatever is going on. So this Yoga Dvayam, actually, this two-formed yoga in the form of Veda was given. Sargadau, in the beginning itself, as the creation is coming, and therefore this is also coming. And the creation has a certain Nityatvam. Even though it is anitya, it has a certain long-standing presence. That's why we can do 3-month course, 3-year course, we can do. Why? Because there is tomorrow. The sun is not going to fall down, we know. And we know that another sun by the name of Andromeda, one more sun is there. And another sun is there, and another galaxy is there, and that galaxy is coming to the Milky Way. And the both will collide. Which is bigger? Andromeda galaxy is 3 times or 10 times bigger than the Milky Way. And it will swallow the Milky Way. Where are we? In the Milky Way. So therefore, what do we need to do? If it could happen randomly at any time, we would be so afraid we can't plan our lives. So the sthiti, the sarga, the creation has a certain kind of a nityatvam called pravaha nityatvam. A perenniality. Perennial means pravaha nityatvam. It is a certain flow, and it goes with the knowledge of Bhagavan. There is a certain flow of the Jagat coming out. There is a certain flow of the Jagat being taken back. And the Veda that comes along with the creation also has what? Pravaha nityatvam. Perennial reality or a perennial nityatvam. And then, so this was given by me at the beginning of the creation. Now the question is, why? Jagat paripalayitrunam. Jagat paripalayitrunam bala adhanaya. The purpose of this is given in the 4th case. Bala adhanaya, in order to give the people strength. What kind of people? That is given by 2 words. Jagat paripalayitrunam. Long word, but we can break it up. So Jagat, we all know the meaning of Jagat, and we all know the meaning of palanam, to protect. So pari means paritaha, all round. Palayitru, agent, the protector of the Jagat. Trich pratyaya. Trich in Sanskrit is T and R, tru, and then in English is what? ER. In Sanskrit it is TR. In English it is ER. Protector, or OR in the case of protector. So this, for the protectors of the Jagat. Who are they? Kshatriyanam. For the Kshatriyas, the Rajas, they are the protectors. For the protectors, see, the thing is, if you just give this knowledge to somebody on the road, it's not going to make a difference. Because why? They are in tamas, they are in rajas, and they don't have a role in the country or in the principality or anywhere. They don't have a role. Forget president, they are not even a mayor of a small town. They are not even a leader of a small panchayat, nothing. And so, such a knowledge is what? Wasted, useless. And so, this knowledge is given to the leaders, the movers and the shakers of the Jagat, who have aplomb, who have a role, and who are the cream of the crop. Who are they? Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas are the protectors. They are the cream of the crop only from the standpoint of their role. They are the cream of the crop, they are the protectors, and then if you give it to the leaders of the protectors, then what? They feel strong. And if they are strong, they are able to do a good job of protection. Not only are they able to do a good job of protection, they are able to give to the rest of humanity as well. So, tesham bala adhanaya, adhanam, giving, placing, bala, we all know, strength. Bala adhanaya, jagat paripalayitrunam kshatriyanam. Proktavan aham imam yogam. That is a complete thought and sentence. So, then why should you give balam to all these people? That is answered in the next line. Tena yoga balena, beautiful word, yoga bala. It will come in the text of the Bhagavad Gita also. Later on, tena yoga balena yuktaha samarthaha bhavanti brahma parirakshitum. Okay, so tena, which case? Third case. Okay, third case. Tena, by this what is this tena? Kena? Yoga balena. By this bala adhanena, which was there in the previous sentence. By this offering of placing and giving of this strength, which is called now yoga bala, because he doesn't want us to confuse it is pumping iron, going to gym. No, it is not that kind of a bala. It is yoga bala, which is what? Atma bala. This understanding of this yoga, both as a lifestyle and as the truth of myself, and the lifestyle conducive to gaining the truth of myself, gives me the best kind of bala, Atma bala. Atma bala here means the ability to lead my life in the day to day without becoming affected by whatever happens around me. This is why we are studying this knowledge. Otherwise, what is the use? Useless. And so, tena yoga balena yuktaha, equipped with. What happens to them? Samarthaha bhavanti. They become capable. They become endowed with the ability. Samarthaha, santaha, means samarthaha bhavanti. They become very, very astute. They become wise. And they have confidence in their edicts, like they will give some orders, which were in the ancient time called edicts. They will give on some orders, and those orders will come from dharma. They will be shastra based, and they will be based only for the good of humanity, so that everybody can get moksha. So therefore, what will happen? They become capable of what? Brahma parirakshitum. In Hindi, tum means you, and whenever you see tum in Sanskritam, it means in order to. The pratyaya is called tumun. The nakara drops and then it is tum. Paritaha means all around, rakshitum. Raksh, to protect. In order to protect. That is what is the purpose of this knowledge given to the Kshatriyas. So they appreciate this knowledge. They not only appreciate this knowledge, they also share this knowledge. And what is the purpose of giving them the knowledge? To give them the strength to protect the Brahmanas. Who are the Brahmanas? The ones who are practicing this knowledge. The ones who are disseminating this knowledge. Do you see here a beautiful marriage of Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga? The Brahmanas are, we can take the Brahmanas as the ones who are disseminating this knowledge. We can take them as sages. So Brahmana here is not, what is that? Jati Brahmana. Kshatriya here is not Jati Kshatriya, it is the Guna Brahmana and Guna Kshatriya. Guna Brahmana means the ones Brahmani Charitum Sheelam Asya Asti iti Brahmana. Meaning the one who has the capacity to pursue this knowledge and to be totally committed to the understanding the truth of oneself as Brahman. This is what is called Brahmana. And Kshatriya also, there are many derivations, we will see sometime. But right now, Kshatriya means the ones who are, this much is enough, protecting this universe. And so together there is the marriage of Karma Yoga and Atma Jnanam, leading to Atma Jnanam. Atma Jnanam and the professors of Atma Jnanam are protected by the people who are Karma Yogis. And then sometimes what happens, the Karma Yoga, the Karma Yogis also gain the Jnanam, they are also headed there only. And then sometimes the Jnanam and the Karma Yoga rests in the same person. That also we will see. So, Tena Yoga Balena Yuktaha Samarthaha Bhavanti. And what are they samartha for? Brahma Parirakshitum, in order to protect the Brahmanas. Then he says, Brahma Kshattre Paripalite Jagat Paripalayitum Alam. Let's take the word alam first. Alam means what? Enough. Very good. Yeah. So, alam means enough. So, Jagat, what is enough? Jagat Paripalayitum Alam. It is enough to protect the universe. To protect the universe is enough. How? When? Brahma Kshatriya Paripalite. This is a construction called locative absolute construction. So the locative case repeating itself like this has nothing to do with location. It has to do with when-then construction. So when the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, the people who are engaged in spiritual work and the protectors of the spiritual work are protected, it is enough to protect the entire Jagat. What about others? It doesn't matter, because this is where the protection is needed and the protection will flow from them to everybody else. That is Bhagavan's arrangement, and that is exactly why this yoga has been taught. You see how without the Bhashya, like one hand is cut off? Do you see how much we gained after reading these 3 lines of Bhashya? Do you see how pregnant it is with meaning and how deep our understanding becomes thanks to Adi Shankara? So then he takes up the next word, which is avyayam. Avyayam, avyaya phalatvat. Avyaya phalatvat, avyayam. This yoga is what? Is called avyaya because its fruit is what? Avyaya. Simple. With that which does not come to an end. Avyaya. Imperishable is the knowledge, and the fruit of the imperishable knowledge is also what? Imperishability. That I am not subject to destruction is this knowledge, and so therefore it is moksha. The pursuit of moksha alone is avyaya. Every other, supposedly there are 4 pursuits, we saw that all of them can get swallowed up when moksha comes into view. If you choose moksha, all 3 come for free. If you choose dharma, artha, kama, moksha does not come for free. Yeah, what comes for free? Misery instead of moksha comes for free. Okay, and so this avyaya phalatvat avyayam. Nahi asya samyak darshana nishtha lakshanasya mokshasya phalam vyeti. Let us look at the simple sentence. Na vyeti is the whole sentence. Na vyeti does not decline, does not perish. What does not perish? Mokshakyam phalam na vyeti. This fruit of this knowledge called moksha, freedom from all kinds of upadravas, upadrava vrindat. So from the host of all upadravas, the freedom. Upadrava means what? Pain, obstacles, upset. So the freedom from all that is called what? Is called moksha. Mokshakhyam, akhya, called. That which is called moksha, this phala, the fruit of this knowledge or this result called phala, does not decline. And how is it characterized by? This moksha is characterized by a beautiful compound here. Samyak darshana nishtha lakshanam. Nishtha lakshanam yasya mokshakhyasya. So, samyak darshana means the ability to have the correct perception of what is the reality. For us, everything is real. Feelings are real. Now I'm sad. Oh, so real. What to do? I need a pick me up. So sad. So sad. That is real. Now I'm angry. That is also real. Now I'm upset. That is real. Now I'm restless. That is real. For us, everything is real. This is the problem. And if we have the vision of the Veda, there is only one thing that does not decline, there is only one thing that is real. What is that? Samyak darshanam. So, samyak darshana nishtha. This nishtha is the abidance. The abidance in this reality. Nitaram sthitihi nishtha. The abidance in this reality is called samyak darshana nishtha. Yasya lakshana. The characteristics of which is called what? Moksha. So what is moksha? The definition of moksha is given beautifully in the beginning of the first chapter itself. The abidance in the reality of myself as free of all pain, afflictions and sorrow is called moksha, and it is called avyaya. Why? Because this does not decline. Everything else declines, but this knowledge does not decline because it is as true as the object of this knowledge, which is Satchidanandam Brahma. And then one last thing is there, not much to say. Sacha vivaswan manave praha manuhu ikshvakave swaputraya adirajaya abravit. So this is just the Vamsha is being listed by Adi Shankara again. So this Vivaswan who got this brilliant, wonderful teaching told who? Manu, and then Manu gave it to his son who was what? Adi Raja. Even though it is Nakaranta Shabda, when you have a prefix, it declines differently. It declines as Rama Shabda. Adi Rajaya Abravit, gave it to the first king. And then what happened we will see in the next class. Bring your Gita books also, because the next class we will use a portion of the latter portion for what? For memorization, practice. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadagya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.